Well, hello YouTube. It's Petey. Welcome, welcome to Snack Time with Petey. And today we're celebrating with some. What is this called?
Black Jewel popcorn.
This is Black Jewel popcorn. Now, we saw it, and it was like a box, clear plastic, like a
Container.
box jar.
That's what
Yeah,
I call it.
square, and it was $5.99.
I think.
And I was like, wow, that's expensive. And then I was like, you know what? Get it anyway. Because it's a treat and that's probably a good amount of popcorn.
And it was cheaper than like the normal popcorn. I think.
Then when I went and looked at what that costs, I'm so glad I bought it because it was like 15 or 12. And on the drink, side of today's snack time, this is actually quite a bit paler than it really. This is a citrus splash. This is a homemade juice, and I made a video yesterday on how we made this, but basically 5 limes, 2 big oranges, and 1 grapefruit. You peel them, take the peels, pour a cup of sugar over them in a bowl, and let it sit for 24 hours covered, not in the fridge. In the meantime, you take the fruit and blend it and strain it, so you just have the juice. Then you take the juice. In that 24-hour period, the sugar extracts the oils, the citrus oils, so you get this syrup that's powerful. It's potent, sweet, and full of citrus goodness. So you have the bowl. You remove the cellophane and then pour the juice over it. And then what I did, I had another bowl with a strainer and strained it. And then I strained it again with some kind of crappy orange drink, just a little bit of that. And I did a third and final strain with water, which was ridiculous. But so you mix all that together with, it's too strong to drink on its own. So I cut it with club soda or tonic water. And this makes the freshest tasting, most delicious, like orange drink or citrus. I should say citrus because it's got that bite of that grapefruit and the lime, the more aggressive flavor. But this is something really special. Now, and we made it, so it's kind of weird for me to say, oh, this is the best drink I've featured on Snack Time with Petey, with the exception of the Salucita Paloma. That's better than this. That's very similar. It's a grapefruit tequila cocktail. They sell in a can. It's $2 a can. About, I mean, you can get a 6-pack for maybe $10.99. But yeah, after tax, it's $2 a can. But that stuff was really really tasty. This is a little bit more. It's got that bitey kind of lime or peel essence of that, which is strong. But I like this stuff is so good. I cannot tell you. Now to our popcorn, would you mind getting the packaging so we can?
Yeah.
Normally we use an air popper. My dad used to do this stovetop. He would use a cast iron skillet with like an aluminum lid, and he would shake this, and then a lot of butter. Now this is uh, antioxidants and stuff that's supposed to be good for you. The popcorn itself is small. It's not as big as the typical white popcorn that I'm used to eating. And what I'll tell you about is eating this. We had it once already. And normally when I eat popcorn, my tummy feels a little weird. And I'll eat a real lot of popcorn and feel full, but then a half hour later you're hungry. This popcorn seems to be more filling, more like you've eaten a meal. It's definitely it's got more texture to the crunch, the mouthfeel, and a more flavor. This is connoisseur popcorn. Like, if you love popcorn, you have to try this. But I've got to tell you, it's different. It's really different than, and you might prefer regular white. I would say with this that we've had this twice in a row. The next time we have popcorn, I'm going to ask Gumpty to make normal popcorn, and we'll just alternate. We'll have a little bit of this, we'll have a little bit of that. And speaking of popcorn, running this in the air popper led to an overabundance of unpopped kernels. So we looked it up and they said put a cover over your popper or preheat, and I'm thinking this sounds like you're going to burn your hand. So I suggested that we try to use the other popper that we have, which is an electric style. How old do you think that popcorn popper is?
Oh God.
60s?
No. 70s.
It's from the 70s, and it doesn't have a aperture or a spinner. This is really good. Very bitey. So, attempt number one, we air popped it and it had a lot of unpopped kernels. And I'm not a fan of that. I don't like having to be careful when I chew. So, we looked today. The thing about that popcorn maker is we had an air popper, we always used it, and then my wife brought this older machine, which is like
Well, from my home.
she got it from her mom's, and
What I grew up on.
what she grew up on. So it's a flat surface that heats up, and there's a domed bowl that you can turn it over and use that doubles as a serving dish. So I didn't care for that popcorn because it had a oil taste to it, which was something different. It didn't so much put me off at first, but then it was like, I don't know, I kind of had a weird tummy thing after it, which I just get when I eat popcorn. And I wasn't crazy about it because of the flavor. So what I had suggested today was, hey, let's have some of this as a treat, but let's try using your method, which is the electric non-stir method, non-stirring popcorn maker. And let's read up on, is there a different oil that we can use that tastes a little better? So that's a whole like Googleable thing where you can spend some time. And I'll just tell you, what we tried today was coconut oil. I read that movie theaters use coconut oil for their popcorn, and a powdered salt, a real fine salt that's called flavacol. So we got a huge thing, like that coffee creamer that you get. What size is that? The coffee creamer?
I don't know.
It's like a
Half of something. I don't know.
yeah.
It's a
So
pint, maybe?
yeah, we got a lifetime supply of flavacol coming here. And that's going to be our popcorn salt. She does use a popcorn salt, which I'm not sure if that's flavicol, but according to the article, if you want to duplicate movie theater popcorn at home, you use coconut oil, and the salt is flavicol. So I'm not saying this is part of it. This isn't part of that recipe. They use white popping corn. But this is something definitely worth trying if you're really into the flavor. Like if you're a popcorn freak, you got to try this. So I didn't want to come out with some regular popcorn, but we will. When this flavicol comes in, I'll do another snack time for you guys and give you an update in that way. You can pick some up for yourself and add that to your experience. But if you've never tried making popcorn with coconut oil, it's really good. And if you think about it, that's part of that experience with movie theater popcorn. This citrus splash punch is ridiculously good. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Snack Time. Don't forget to hug your pets, take care of yourselves, and peace.